and welcome to our Morning Throners podcast. I'm Nelson.
I'm Jeff.
And I'm Kyle, and we're your Morning Throners.
And welcome back to another episode of your favorite Song of Ice and Fire podcast. We are your Morning Throners, and we got Daenerys 1 on deck. Gentlemen, how we doing?
Great.
Great, grand, wonderful.
And because of the podcast, or the episode, Kyle, or chapter?
Yeah, this was
Wow.
not a good one. It was a
Interesting.
lot of,
All right, I have a hot take.
Go for it.
I actually really enjoyed the chapter,
Wow.
Shit.
but it's a complete spin-off. This is like you were watching Chicago PD, and then the network just slips in a Chicago Med episode, right? And you're like, wait, what the fuck's all this? I actually really enjoy this topic and what she's kind of going through. I know it's boring that she's just sitting on the throne most of the day and getting complained at, but like if you break down what's actually going on in Marine, it's pretty cool. And like what it kind of has to deal with, like you could see why it will be a cool storyline. But again, the whole problem is that she's just years away.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. I thought you were going to have the Kyle reaction where you just didn't like it because it was kind of boring. I think like you said, I think it's interesting because a lot of the problems she's presented with, like they're
big problem. It's a whole
big
other
problems.
story. This could be a whole book.
And some of them seem clear cut. Some of them are definitely more like gray areas where it's like, I want to help you out, but sorry, I gave this like blanket pardon or whatever. Like, sucks to suck. Like, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
definitely like rocking a hard place. What's the thing that he says? I don't know if either of you guys watched The Witcher.
Crown is heavy on the head, right?
The lesser of two evils type deal. Like, there is no good option. Is kind of what Danny's being presented with in a lot of this. But and Jeff, you mean when you say like the switch up, you're saying it's mostly new characters, right? And they're basically ramping us up on, hey, we're in the city, let's meet the people in the city.
It's new characters, it's new problems. Like, I just feel like there's so much going on in Marine, and even just like Slaver's Bay, if you want to just throw this area in, like what she's kind of left behind, that like it could be her story could be a standalone story at this point.
Yeah, exactly. And it kind of is. I feel like it would almost be kind of cool to read all the Danny chapters one by one, like in a row without all the other stuff.
Yeah, there's not really too much that you'd miss, I think, from outside.
Yeah.
Kyle, biggest issues with it is that she's just sitting around?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a whole bunch of, like, mundane kind of shit. I don't know. It was not... It felt like where we were getting at last week, it's the recap and the, like, just bringing you up to speed, and it was just boring and long.
Yeah.
And... I mean, it even got long for her, right? I think that was kind of part of the point, I guess, is that it was long and tedious for her experience, so it kind of put you in there as well. But
I feel like the recap isn't actually done that well. There was like a lot of stuff that she would like mention in passing that I had to like go back and like figure out what she was talking about exactly. Maybe that's just because it's been 2 years for us.
I thought it read pretty clean.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe I just gave it more time.
Like one weird thing is she doesn't mention Jorah at all. She like kind of fired Jorah in the last episode. She does think about a book Jorah gave her one time, but she doesn't like linger on the fact that, oh fuck, Jorah's gone, I miss him type of thing or anything like that. So that would have been at least something to recap a little bit. Like he was with her pretty much since day one. Yeah, we don't really get recapped on like how she even took the city. Again, that was 2 chapters ago, but I don't know. I just feel like we are kind of just plopped right in the middle of.
Well, was this the one that they took via the sewer? I thought.
Yes.
Well,
the first one they took over with the Unsullied. She bought him and then had him flip.
Yeah.
The second one, she didn't actually take him over, and she thinks about this.
Or
young guy, she doesn't actually take him over. She basically makes.
Okay, that was the second one. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They release all their slaves.
That's where I was lost. Okay. Yep.
And basically, then she got all the sellsword armies that they had to defend them switched to her side. So they're like, "Fuck, we have no option." So they pretty much did release their slaves.
Where did Strong Belwas fight? Was that at Yunkai?
Then at Marine, they sent out a single champion. Basically, they told Danny, "You're going to fight this guy. They're not going to open the gates even if you win." She's like, "Yeah, but we'll look weak if we don't." So then Strong Belwas killed him. They didn't open the gates, and then she took it with the sewers and actually front attack on the gate. Again, what I read when I looked it up is at one point here she mentioned something called Joso's cock.
Battering ram.
So that guy had showed up with 3 ships from Illyrio to pick her up. She had changed the names of the 3 ships to the names of the dragons that Aegon had, Meraxes, Vhagar, and Balerion. But when they got to Marine, they had to disassemble the ships because there's no there wasn't a lot of wood around, so they had disassembled the ships to use those as battering rams, and they had given like each of the rams a bawdy name. And
nicknames.
The one ship had formerly been called Jozo's Prank or something like that. So they called the mast of it that they turned into the ram Jozo's Cock. But yeah, so she mentions like when Jogo's cock breached the gate. And again, you don't have to know what that means, but I don't know. A little bit of recap there would have been cool.
Yeah, definitely not the chapters that I've enjoyed in the past, but I do think, again, maybe it's because I know what's happening.
Yeah. So.
All right. So Dany's sitting on the throne. She's undressed. She's covered, but she's wearing like a lion's mane, right? Like
her lion's pelt that Drogo had hunted for the one time. She also does have a bedrobe underneath, but it's like really thin. Like I'm guessing it's mostly see through or whatever. But
woken up in the middle of the night.
Yeah,
middle of the night, and she's just waiting there to see a body of a dead man.
Yep. Barristan's with her.
Yep.
He's the new commander of her Queen's Guard. Kind of cool, right? He was Lord Commander of the King's Guard for Robert, and now
he's another one that should have kind of given away the Tyrion thing from last episode. That like that where I didn't know where he was going. He was an exiled essentially guy that jumped across the narrow seas. So like I should have like known this is where they all end up. But
yeah.
But anyway. Yeah, no, it is funny that he just kind of new job, same shit, different day.
Illyrio just collects exiles.
Yeah.
Is it interesting that she has a Queen's Guard now? Because up to this point, she's just had her Blood Riders and Jorah.
I think she named Jorah her Lord Commander of her Queen's Guard when she came out of the fire at the end of probably the first chapter of Clash of Kings. So I think, again, technically she's had a very small King's Guard the whole time.
I just always thought it was just Blood Riders plus Jorah.
I don't think I think at the same time she named Jorah, she did something with the Blood Riders. Like I think she gave them each a fancy weapon or something, but I don't know if she actually took them into. I don't think she like named them King's Guard officially. That's not really what I thought they do.
Didn't she like kind of give them the offerings before she walked in the fire, and everyone was like, "Wait, what the fuck are you doing?"
I forget exactly how it works. I think basically when they got married, each of the Blood Riders gave her a fancy weapon for a bride gift, which she then gives to Drogo out of tradition. But Drogo had just died, so she took all those weapons back and basically gave them to the Blood Riders as their own now, I think. But yeah. So she's there. Eerie and Jikwi are also there.
Yep.
And they're basically warning her, don't touch the dead guy when they bring him in. It's bad luck to touch the dead that you don't kill. I was wondering, like, I don't know, this stuck out to me, like, has someone touched somebody dead that we know, strange. And it's going to be like foreshadowing or something like that?
I mean, I'm sure somebody has touched somebody dead that we know.
Yeah, that they didn't kill. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it's happened. Yeah, I couldn't give you an example.
Yeah. But I mean, you just think about the people that have been brought back to life a little bit, right? Like that's touching a dead person.
Yeah, for sure.
And also Barristan was like, Your Grace, don't look at this. You don't need to see this.
Yeah.
Right.
And she kind of gives the same answer she did when they had all the crucified
kids.
Like, I'll see them all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So Grey Worm brings in the body. 4 men are behind him, probably actually bringing the body. Grey Worm's probably leading them in. And we find out it is an unsullied body that was killed by Harpies.
Yep. Sons of the Harpies. Again, I think they had been mentioned in the last Dany chapter, but not a lot.
Yeah. I barely remember them. So yeah, maybe. Yeah.
So what's the gist? What are you getting with these guys?
Just the resistance, essentially, right? Like old guard trying to fight back against Dany, make her life tough.
It also seems like it's unclear who she doesn't know. She doesn't have a list of names.
Clandestine, undercover,
who they are,
underground,
they operate
resistance.
at night.
Yeah.
So, and the interesting thing about this body is this isn't the first killing, but it's the first killing of an Unsullied, basically one of her soldiers. Up until now, it seems like they've just been killing former slaves, what Dany calls the freedmen, right? So I think anytime she says freedmen, that just means
for sure.
The men that were freed.
Yeah. Got that? Were you picking that up, Jeff?
I think I did. That's one thing I think I got. Thank you for clarifying.
Thought it was all people named Freedman.
The Harpies did leave their mark at the killing site, which
in blood, right?
In blood, and it was a man called Stalwart.
Stalwart Shield. Yep.
He wasn't on duty. It's also his name is a name that he picked for himself, right?
Yeah, I mean it had to be. It's not like a gray fungus or toe worm or something like that. So,
well, it's not his birth name either, right? I think it's.
Some of them went back to the birth name, but I doubt this is his birth name.
I don't think Stalwart.
I think that's what Jeff said. Yeah. That doesn't sound like somebody's birth name.
What does Stalwart mean? Like strong, sturdy.
Is that protector?
I think it's
like
I think sturdy is a pretty good. Unbending, like
loyal, reliable, hardworking, supporter of the cause.
Yeah, so definitely a name he picked himself.
Loyal shield. But yeah, he wasn't on duty. He was by himself, which was frowned upon.
I don't know if it was frowned upon, but now it is. She gives an order that none of this anymore, even if you're off
duty. On duty, it would have been frowned upon.
Yeah, but he's not on duty. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
And what do the Unsullied do when they're not on duty? That's all they do. All they do is serve. Well, not this guy. He likes to cuddle.
Yeah.
I don't think he's the only one. I think they made a point to kind of say that, like, like we still have needs. We're still people.
Yeah, he might not have a man's parts, but he still has a man's heart, is the way Grey Worm puts it.
But, I don't know if to this point, till Dany has freed them, if this was, they were machines at at
yeah, and I think if I'm remembering correctly, there was like a drink that they were drinking that kind of numbed all their shit, feeling, pain that they continue to drink even in small doses like the rest of their life. I don't think they're drinking that with Dany. So even just like the drugging
and they do have this is like them going to college, right? Like let's say no, you can actually go to sleep and go to your own room after.
Yeah, like done it's being 5 o'clock. You can go home now. Like even that part. You have time off. You have your own time on your hands. Yeah.
So he went to a brothel and just paid a girl to cuddle. And there's tons of brothels around because a lot of the freed people
from Yunkai,
that's their line of work.
Yeah, so. And Yunkai was famous for training bed slaves. Exactly. So now you have all these ex-people that all they were really trained to do is have sex. So brothel town in Marine now.
Yep. So they believe that at least 6 men had attacked him based off of the
wounds,
just the sheer number of
results.
Yeah.
Yep.
He might have injured him.
Yeah, his sword was missing. It wasn't in his sheath.
So
he hopefully got one. Hopefully there's one of them bitches dying in some corner right now.
Yeah, that's what Dana's thinking. But she's realizing that the Harpies are getting more aggressive, right? They're attacking her soldiers.
Yep. She says this is the first soldier, and Bear says first maybe, but not the last. This is going to keep happening.
They're going to get more bold.
Yeah. She thinks here, like, I was hoping, dang, I took the city. I was hoping I was just going to be able to chill here, rule, figure out how taxes work, and
people would like me. Yeah.
Like, I thought we were done with the killing, but no, we're still killing now. It's just enemies within, not without. So she gives some commands on how she's trying to deal with it. She says, Stalwart Shield won't be forgotten. Clean him, dress him, and bury him with all his weapons. Send men to the Temple of the Graces to ask if anyone has come to the Blue Graces with a sword wound.
Looking for that's a hospital essentially, right?
I think it's a hospital or some type of, because later there's a character that they call the Green Grace.
Yeah, I mean it might be a church of sorts like that will help him, but I just meant like it was a place to get your wounds tended to is what I meant. I guess.
Yeah,
hospital.
I'm not sure, but from context clues in this chapter, I think it's more of a religious area, but a lot of the priestesses or priests are the top healers in the city as well. So yeah, kind of both. She said, spread the word for that we're going to pay good money for the sword of Stalwart Shield. If anybody can find the sword, knows anything about that. Ask all the goat herds. We didn't mention this, but he was found. They had sliced him from, I guess, the side of his mouth to his ears, kind of Joker style, and then stuffed a goat's genitals down there.
It's pretty messed up what they did to this guy.
I guess to the freedmen, they would have done that
with
their own genitals, but he didn't have any, so they used a goat. So one of the things Dany commands is, I think there's actually great thinking. Send people to the goat herds. See who's been
thinking outside the box.
Yeah.
See who's been buying genitals.
Yeah.
Which goat doesn't have balls and who cut them.
Yeah. And then from now on, no one walks alone at night, even if you're off duty. Grey Worm's like, deal. We'll do it.
Yep. So Barristan stays back once everybody leaves, and she's like, yo, you're using the wrong tool for this job, right? The Unsullied are not detectives. They're not to be, they're not going to be walking around the street finding out who does this. They're soldiers. They
don't know how to conduct an investigation. That's what I'm looking for.
They're standing shield by shield. They're Spartan in this thing in the
they're not CSI
in the hot corner, right? In the hot gates. They're
not CSI Miami.
She's like, well, who do you want me to send? I ain't got nothing else. You're training the knights. They're not ready.
Well, right? So she goes kind of through who. Yeah, well, the knights aren't ready yet. Well, first off, the knights aren't ready, and they wouldn't be good at this anyway. He basically admits this isn't a knight's duty anyway. Knights are kind of like Unsullied in that. She's like, Dothraki would be just as bad. They'd just be killing everybody. And everybody else we got, so plus the Dothraki are gone anyway. I sent all my blood riders out into the surrounding estates and farms to free all those slaves that hadn't been freed yet and get some food because we're running out of food. She sent Brown Ben Plum and the Second Sons, which is one of her sellsword companies, to the south to guard from attacks from Yunkai. Kyle, question?
I was just going to say Plum, right? That's an egg crossover.
Yep. Well, he mentioned that before. That's where that original story came from, that he had a Plum way back, or a Targaryen way back in his line. And Dany does think that her dragons like this guy.
Okay, there you go.
So he was sent to the south to guard from the Yunkai, and Dario was sent to the east to try and convince the Lazarene to open back up the trade routes so they can get food. Again, it seems like food is a problem at the moment.
Well, I mean, just a lot of people, right? They're bringing.
Well, and they were starving when they were marching too, weren't they already? I think like they were already pretty hungry. I know she's been hungry for so long, I guess.
Yeah, they've definitely been hungry just because she has so many freedmen now. And
well, that's so exactly. Yeah, it's just so many people. Yep.
There was a point, I think, after Astapor when she was thinking, like, I'm collecting these freedmen, but like they don't really contribute much. Yeah. And they need food. So
yep.
I sent you guys the map. The middle part's the main part that's important there.
Slaver's Bay part?
Yeah, right to the right of Slaver's Bay is where Marine is.
Is this just to understand where she's at right now? Or
where those are, and then the other two things, the reason I took it as so big is if you go the whole way to the right, that's where Karth is. So that's where she came from, and she mentions Karth a few times. Like, I think she says one of the guys, Hisdar, has been to Karth, and Hisdar has also been to Volantis, and she mentions Volantis a few times for other things. Volantis is on the far left here. So, kind of the whole bottom of Essos.
Okay.
Volantis isn't too far from the Narrow Sea. So.
Okay.
So for what she just said, I guess, for the part we just said, she sent Brown Ben Plum and the Second Sons to the south to guard from Yunkai, and she sent Dario Naharis and his Stormcrows to the east to Lozar, right? It's basically past these mountains. They want to talk to these people. These were like the places where Drogo was raiding and like raping everybody and killing everybody, and it's where Dany got Miri Mazdor originally, was from Lozar.
Why don't I see Lozar on here?
It's right to the right of Marine.
I see Hesh, Lazosh, Khazrak.
Zoom out. It's like the area. It's not a city.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So all those cities.
All those cities are in Lozar. Yep.
Okay, I see.
So that's where Dario is. He's trying to open those trade routes so they can bring just food through the trade routes and mountains, and also down that river. That river, while we have the map up, is the Skahazadan. Dang it, I wanted one of you guys to try and say it first.
I could have said that.
You said it.
I could have said that for sure.
You went right into saying it.
What?
Skahazadan.
Skahazadan. Yep, so that's that river, and that goes the whole way down right past Marine. So I think Dany can even see it from her wall. She says like she sees one of her Viserion fly out over it. So cool. Yep, want to just get the map in there.
Cool. Okay,
let's keep on rolling. So she goes back, gets dressed, and she asks to send for Revsnak and Shave Pate.
Yep.
These fucking guys.
You're not going to use their full names? Resnak Mo Resnak and Skahaz Mo Kandak?
No. I'm a nickname guy when it comes to Essos.
Okay. So yeah, she tells them to go get that, but we don't actually meet them yet. She goes back to her chambers, out onto the terrace. She sees the Temple of the Graces again. She thinks she sees the other Great Pyramid. She thinks the Sons of the Harpy are plotting there, and she thinks Viserion, her white dragon, sensed that she was upset. He had been curled around a pear tree, and he kind of wakes up and
sees her, sees her walking by or something, right? Or up there.
Yep. She gives him a little pet, and he's really warm. Even though it's just now dawning, the sun's been down, she thinks that he's as hot as armor left out in the sun too long. And then she thinks dragons are fire-made flesh, and that she had read that in one of the books that Jorah gave her as a wedding gift. So,
yeah, this is the one mention of Jorah or whatever, right?
Yeah, and just like kind of some cool dragon lore.
I know, but like you said, she didn't really care. She wasn't like Jorah, and then went off onto this tangent about Jorah. Yeah.
Yeah. She's like, shouldn't you be out hunting? What's the matter? Are you fighting with Drogon again?
We got a lazy dragon, or he's getting bullied.
Yeah, or scared.
He's just getting bullied.
Yeah,
I put them both down. He's a lazy. Well, he's probably getting bullied because he's lazy. They probably go hand in hand.
Maybe, yeah. And then she's thinking that in general, her dragons are getting bigger and wilder. Rhaegal had snapped that Eyrie, and Viserion had set Resnak's Tokar on fire one time.
That's awesome.
Yep.
It's a little foreshadowing here, I think.
The Seneschal. Didn't we hear that before? I feel like Kyle gave us this definition.
Yeah, we talked about this.
Yeah, because I think we read it in a quote, and I was definitely not pronouncing it like Seneschal, and Kyle banged it out and knew the definition. It's definitely
I didn't know the definition.
It's a Game of Thrones word, but
I think we looked it up, and I think it was like the Castellan kind of thing. Like
it's like advisor.
Yeah.
The steward or major domo of a medieval great house.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Game of Thrones. They don't actually exist in real life. And then, Viserion kind of gets pissed, right? So then he does start to fly off and
swats the tree.
Yep. Hair falls and he flies out.
And they are getting bigger. And she's like, yo, I'm not far away from riding these guys. I'm about to take them on, take flight like Aegon the Conqueror.
Which means like horse size, right? Or like at least donkey size. You're riding.
I don't know. You would know. I guess it would all be.
Yeah, I don't know how much they can fly with. Like, right? Like that could be the other side of it. Is they might need to be a certain
the weight
size before they can bring up a human.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm not versed in dragons.
Yeah. Well, we're getting there. So she goes inside. Time to get ready. She thinks about the tokar that she has to wear. It was a crazy. I think we talked about it before. Basically, I kind of think of it like a Roman robe. You got to wrap basically toga. A bed sheet that toga that you like wrap around yourself, but it's like more bedecked in jewels, fancy fringes, and you got to hold it with one arm and walk with tiny steps.
Yeah, it's like the epitome of just like it. They wear it to show their class, not for any useful. It hinders your abilities.
It's like a suit and tie.
Kinda, yeah, but it's like super restrictive.
It's a suit
and flashy.
It's a suit and tie.
No,
I guess. Yes. Not if you get a fitted suit and tie.
Why do you wear a suit and tie?
To look good.
That's the only reason to wear a tokar.
I mean, yeah, but a tokar, it's not just
put on some fucking boots, put on some jeans, and go like you're gonna do a day's worth of work one time, even if you're not.
But you wear boots and jeans and never do a day of work.
Yeah, but the point is, if I needed to, on the side of the road, if I had a flat
if you were on the side of the road, you would still need someone to call. No, you would still be calling for help, just like the guy in the tokar.
No way.
Yep.
You would just be standing there looking like a guy that could fix it, but you'd still be waiting for an actual guy in blue jeans and boots.
He's cosplaying as that guy.
Bunch of suits.
The guy that could do something.
We got a bunch of suits. So Dany puts on her suit. Basically, she had been advised, hey, Kyle, read this little quote. Dany had wanted to ban the tokar.
It's kind of a weird ban, too. Like, let them rock their clothes.
No, I love it. Ban the suit.
Okay.
Barney wouldn't like it, but How I Met Your Mother, Jeff? No?
Not my show.
Wow.
Dany had wanted to ban the tokar when she took Meereen, but her advisors had convinced her otherwise.
The mother of dragons must don the tokar or be forever hated,
warned the green grace, Galaza Galere.
In the wools of Westeros or a gown of merest lace, your radiance shall forever remain a stranger amongst us, a grotesque outlander, a barbarian conqueror. Meereen's queen must be a lady of old gifts.
Brownbitten Plum, the captain of the Second Sons, had put it more succinctly.
Man wants to be king of the rabbits? Best wear a pair of floppy ears.
Floppy ears is great.
I do like this, the floppy ears. So Dany's got to wear the floppy ears.
I think it's just a great metaphor too, right?
Like for ruling, do it. Like, and again, you guys don't know the history, but when Aegon the Conqueror took over Westeros, first thing he did was get what's like the ceremony when you get crowned called?
The coronation.
His coronation was like done in the Faith of the Seven.
It's Coronation Day.
Yeah, in like he got like anointed by the Faith of the Seven. He had the high sept there. Like he was trying to meet them halfway, right? Join the culture. Yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time, like she's trying to kind of the people she's trying to free and raise up are not the ones that are wearing the tokar.
Yeah, but she doesn't want to just like kill all. Like what are you gonna do? Just kill all the masters? Like it's like even if it's an 80-20 population split, you can't just let's say fuck those people.
You just ban the tokar is what I'm saying.
Well, I agree with that, but again, I think you're not gonna win she's already having trouble winning that 20% or whatever the percentage is, right? The upper class. You're not going to make any friends doing that. And who cares? Like, if it's an easy gimme, like, who gives a fuck? So,
I guess it still provides, like, a problem, I think, right? It's kind of at the end, even, we see it, where I think these people aren't being treated the same.
I'm not sure exactly what I mean, but we'll get to it. So,
okay.
She thinks a crown should not sit easy on your head. I did look this up on the search of Ice and Fire. I didn't see this quote happen anywhere else, so I'm not sure which.
I feel like it did.
I feel like it did too. I feel like Rob or Kat said something like this, but not the exact quote, and it definitely hadn't been. I hadn't seen this exact quote be contributed to an Aegon anywhere. So,
well, and for sure the throne, right? Like that was part of why the throne is jagged.
That's true, because a king should never sit lightly. I think that was maybe an OG Aegon, the first Aegon quote. So
maybe she's bastardizing that a little bit.
Yeah, or maybe he said both. Right, both make sense. But yeah, she thinks there's been 5 Aegons. There would have been a 6th if not for the usurper and his dogs who killed her nephew when he was just a babe at the breast.
Who was that, Kyle?
It was the Mountain.
But who gave you the order?
Tywin.
Say her name. You raped her.
Murdered her. Killed her children. Yep.
Yeah. And they're going to kill her too if they let her.
Yeah, exactly. She's killed them all. She's killed all my family. And I would have married that kid. The kid that Gregor killed. Yeah. He would have been my age.
It is interesting that kid is older than Dany.
Yeah, that's true. She says that here.
Rhaegar's kid is older than Dany. It's an interesting timeline, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like a 19-year age gap? More?
Yeah, Dany is definitely a late. Even Viserys was like 9 years older than her, at least, I think. So
long ass gap between Rhaegar and Viserys.
Yeah. Well, no, and Dany.
And
gotcha.
Well,
in terms of
Rhaegar, big gap between
the
all
brothers.
Yeah, because Rhaegar or Viserys was only like 6 or so. Like he was a kid.
Yeah, he was young. Yeah.
So, I mean, Rhaegar was going to battle. I know it seemed like 16-year-olds.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought he was younger than that. All right. Then she thinks of the people of Marine. She thinks about a lot of things here. People of Marine, how the slave children were used as mile markers from Yunkai to Marine, and then how she replaced them with the Great Masters.
How she did the same with the Great Masters when she got to the city. Yep.
And then how the slaves are pretty much worse off than when she freed them. It's kind of how I took it. She didn't say that, but like their lives aren't great right now.
The part of the Master, she says, is she had done the same to the Masters, staked them up, and it made the flies swarm and the stench was horrible for a while, but she didn't know if she'd even gone far enough with that. Like she's like, maybe that wasn't enough, killing those 163 Masters and stinking up the plaza. She's like, yeah, because it didn't work. They're sly. Basically, all the slaves kind of went right back into this like indentured servitude. That's what you call that, right? Is that the right?
Yeah, pretty much.
When it's like, hey, I'll just buy. Because what happens? These slaves go out there. Now what? Okay, now you're basically a homeless person. Most of them, right? Okay, after a week, they need food. They don't know many people, right? If they had a master before that wasn't horrible to them, like, yeah, they're a slave, but if they treated them decently, it's like, okay, you know what? That's my best bet to get food again. I'm going to go back to that guy and be like, let me serve you again. And, hey, we can't do that, but I'll pay you 2 cents an hour or whatever, right? So,
yeah. This is what I was saying, though, I think.
Again, I'm sure it's a parallel. Isn't this what happened in America after slavery was, like, banned? Basically, there was a lot of people that just had nothing to do, so they got... Is that sharecropping? Was that was called? Again, I'm just pulling back like
I don't know.
6th grade history books. This might have been this might be a little whitewashed, but I think that's basically what happened. Was these landowners basically said, "Hey, we'll let you like rent this land from us and farm it and everything." But the way they worked out the payment and
took super advantage of them. Yeah, I mean, this goes.
Yeah.
We talked about this a little, I think, and I don't know if you're leaving it in the last pod, but like the prison system as well is a similar. For-profit prisons drive up populations to be used as work and labor and stuff like that. So it's hard to incentivize these things. So it's very unfortunate, and like and that's kind of what I was saying. But these people still are treated poorly.
But like, what do you do if you're Dany?
Try to create some jobs.
Well, she didn't strip these people of anything that are at the top. They're still in these like mansions, and they're still doing the same things they used to do.
Well, I mean,
just don't have the slaves anymore.
It happened in where she left, right? And asked for the slaves just became the masters. They just kind of switched spots. So like either way, there's still kind of the hierarchy of people. If they lost power, like what do you do? Become communist, and everybody just gets equal, and then like.
Well, the real problem is that these groups inherently are hating each other, essentially, right? Because of their relationship prior to.
Right, and we see that in the hallway too. But there's already a food scarcity. There's no jobs really for them to do except for kind of the talents that they brought with them.
Yeah,
and
I know, but then these rich people are like, oh, it's just all these fucking homeless, and like, but it's like you're not paying them enough to have homes.
Yeah,
sure.
It's also I think there's also just a population problem, right? Like,
right.
There wasn't enough houses in the city for a house for every person because you had slaves living with their masters. So like, sure, now there's twice as many families that need homes. If there's like as many homes as needed now for the slaves, like what do? You just make them live together again, like build a double city. Plus, Dany's bringing in how many freedmen with her from Yunkai. Like it's not even just the doubling of the slaves in the city. It's so again,
these people are in like massive lofty pyramids and have all this lavish, like that guy had all this, like there's people with all the gems all over their cloaks and stuff.
And again, I like it from a moral standpoint to just kick those fuckers out and basically turn it into a giant like homeless shelter or barracks. The problem is doing that is you're never going to win those people to your side, and you need them to your side, right? I think Danny's kind of thinking, if I can kind of get them on my side.
Seize their assets, Nelson. You could seize their assets.
Again, that's not getting them on your side, right? Like,
why do you need them?
Because she's hanging out.
Yeah, like Dan. Again, to your point,
I think because she's hanging out. If she was just leaving, she could seize it all and say "fuck you."
I think, I think we all agree the masters aren't good guys and like they should be punished. But the problem is like even when, and I think Jeff kind of alluded to it earlier. It's a great point when like Danny goes into the hall and everybody comes in and the masters are on one side and the freedmen are on the other, and she's like, "It's not. I need to get rid of all the masters. It's I'm not going to win this city till they're standing together, till they don't see each other as different people anymore." And I don't think you do that by just like imposing sanctions on one side, even if they probably deserve it, right? Because you're not going to win friends that way. So again, I don't think I know the answer, and I think that's kind of the point of why I like this chapter. Is Danny's it's a lose-lose, right? It's like the lesser of two evils. You either kind of have to let slide all the horrible things these people did, or come down with such an iron fist that like
you'll never get them back.
You're never, yeah. You need like.
But obviously she doesn't have them anyway with the harpies and stuff. So like what she's doing isn't working. Well,
she has some,
but you don't know if that's all of them or
Skahaz, Hizdar.
How big of the resistance is it? We don't really know that yet.
They're killing people and stuff. I mean, I think I don't know.
Yeah, but that could be like 20. Like say there's 10,000 masters. They might not like Danny, right? They probably don't like her. But like you said, they're scamming the system anyway. They're really probably not that much worse off. Do they really have that big of a problem with it as long as Danny's not imposing sanctions and shit? Like, probably not all of them. Some of them for sure, right? Like, and Danny says that there's one person that she basically doesn't give a good ruling to later, and she's like, well, there's one more son. But I don't think all of them necessarily.
Did she really bring about this change that she's trying to think that she did if she didn't, like, level out these people in any way?
I agree. And I think that's the conflict that Danny's struggling with. So I want to bring good change, but it's not that easy. So yeah, I feel like these Danny chapters we could end up going a long time on just because I feel like the whole point of them is gray area decisions where there is no right answer. So
right, well let's get into some of them. So Reznak and Shavepate are waiting for Reznak compliment her. Wow, you look great in your tokar. What a great tokar. And Shavepate is just more of a right to business kind of guy. It's like, yo, these killers need to get punished now. Let's find them, kill them. We need to. He's the Iron Fist. Reznak's probably the hey, let's keep the tradition type of thing.
Yeah, so I wanted to get your guys' take on this. So, what do you think, Kyle? Same thing as Jeff? Like, because I feel like we get most of the conversation with these two right here. They're in the hall.
Reznak always seems a little more timid for sure.
Yeah. I don't think they're like these two characters necessarily, but I feel like they're playing similar roles as like the Varys and Littlefinger, or just like they're small council members to Danny now, right?
I would even put one of them at like Pycelle.
Yeah, maybe Pycelle, yeah.
It's Reznak.
So Jeff, why don't you read this quote? Right after we meet the Shavepate.
Giscari hair was dense and wiry. It had long been the fashion of the men of the slaver cities to tease it in the horns and spikes and wings. By shaving, Skahaz had put the old marine behind him to accept the new, and his kin had done the same after his example. Others followed, though whether from fear, fashion, or ambition, Danny could not say. Shavepates, they were called. Skahaz was the Shavepate, and the vilest of traitors to the sons of the Harpy and their ilk.
Yep. So, I don't know, kind of cool. Like, so, when we hear about it, like, Hizdar later has these weird, like, wing hair things. But, so, because that's, like, a huge Myronese tradition, kind of like the Tokar thing, Skahaz, again, it seems like he probably wasn't the highest. We don't learn anything, but I'm guessing he probably wasn't, like, if we're equating this to Westeros, I'm thinking he's probably more like a Stokeworth house, right? Not a Baratheon or Lannister, right? He probably had less to lose in this deal and more to potentially gain. So he's like, fuck it. Fuck the hair. Takes a fucking razor to that shit. Britney Spears. We're on board. Fuck the stupid hair. I'm with you, Danny. Kind of doing the opposite of the Tokar thing, right? He's trying to be a Myronese meeting her halfway.
He threw on his blue jeans and Timbs.
Yeah. And I'm guessing Reznak, just kind of like you said, my take is he's slightly more gentle, more on pro-master.
Pro-marine tradition.
Skahaz is pro-freeman, it seems like.
And I think Skahaz is just like, whatever, Danny, like, I'm with you, let's rock.
Yeah.
Whatever you decide is kind of...
I'm guessing that Reznak, though, might be from a higher class family, right? He does have a lot to lose, and he's the one trying to be like, whoa, let's pump the brakes. Let's not tax the masters. Let's not throw them out of the pyramids, right? Like, Skahaz is kind of the Kyle, and I'm kind of the Reznak, right? Like, the conversation we just had is I feel like the role that those two are playing. But, yeah.
All right, so Skahaz just goes through naming all of her enemies, the family names that she's pissed off, or I don't know if he's assuming or he's heard.
She knows at least one of them is probably true. But yeah, so it seems like they're like houses. So
Zach, this we're saying the Hozkar.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Gazine, the Merrick, the Lorak, and the Paul.
Yep. So Lorak, we do see one of them later. His daughter Zoe Lorak shows up, and here House of Paul, and even whoever was telling him this, who told him this? Was it the Green Grace?
I think so.
But they said Paul most of all, and she said, no, it was Skahaz who was telling him. And she says, Paul most of all, a house of women now, bitter old women with a taste for blood. Women do not forget, women do not forgive. And this was because the guy that Strom Belwas killed, like in the thing that Jeff was mentioning earlier, that 1-by-1 combat when they first got to Marine, was Oznak Zopal. His father was the commander of the City Watch and died defending one of the gates. And 3 of the uncles were part of the people that Dany killed when she nailed up a bunch of masters in the plaza. So there's no more men in this family. So it's a house of women. So she's like, yeah, they don't like me. So to kind of what you're saying, Kyle, was like, she kind of already did just pull 163 names out of the hat and nail them up. Like,
yeah, these people, she's never going to win these people over. Like, how?
We'll see.
Maybe people do 3 and 4. Maybe most people.
I guess that's my. There you go. There's my prediction. Right. Okay. Like I think this is it's a losing battle.
Okay. All right. Let's keep rolling through. So, so Chicago's like, you need to kill someone from each family, right? And if
before that, she asked, do we have any reward offered for information? Sorry. Reznak says, yeah, we have 100 out. She's like, make it 1,000.
100 honorees. I think they call their gold. Or honors.
Yeah. She's like, make it 1,000.
Yeah, make it 1,000. Which, come on, that's a weak ass reward for good intel. Gold? No, 100 was weak.
I think that's still a lot.
If it's near equivalence to Westeros money, that's a fuck ton.
Yeah, but you're asking for
like most people like a gold
you're
a
asking
year.
For probably a rich person to rat on a rich person.
Yeah, it's true. But like Dunk's armor was 2.5 gold.
Yeah, piece of shit.
You can buy like a lot of armor.
There wasn't even an elm tree on it. Just kidding. So they raised the reward.
The shield sucked.
Skahaz was like, "Yo,
calm down.
No, we need to."
What do you mean? The shield is all blown up. That's why he had to get new ones.
I think his shield broke
after the second.
That's what I'm saying. The original shield is all.
Yeah, but Tansel made it, and Steely Pate made that shield. How dare you?
It exploded.
Shut up. Moving on.
So Skahaz is like, "Yeah, we need to take one member of every one of these families, kill them. And if the murders don't stop, we'll take two, and we'll just keep killing them until they stop.
They'll stop by the third one.
She's like, it'll stop then.
Said. Yeah.
And Rez's like, no, we're not doing that now. Come on.
Yeah, which also doesn't make sense because now that I'm thinking about it, he named 6 houses. Say you do take one of each, that's 6 dead. Then you take 2 of each, that's 12 more. That's 18 total. She already nailed up 163 fucking people in the plaza. She already did way more than that already, and they're still killing people.
Just do it again.
Just do it till these families are dead.
I know, but I think we talked about it earlier. She's like, I thought the killing would stop. It's pretty much where she's at.
Yeah. She didn't trust Rez. You know, she goes through this whole thing of like, is he going to be the last betrayal? You know, I've gone through 2. I've had Jorah, and I've had.
Yep.
Who was the first one? Who's she kind of the first one?
She thinks Miriam Azdor and Jorah.
Okay. I thought it was a man. But yeah, so she's been betrayed twice already. Who's the third? And then she also throws in some honorable mentions. Dario could be the one, or Selmy.
Or Grey Worm, or Missandei.
Just anybody close to her. Anyone could be fair, I guess.
Yeah.
She's paranoid.
So she goes down. She gets announced to the people. The hall is split into 2.
Hang on, sorry. I was looking up a quote from the House of the Undying because she thinks about the 3 treasons. In the House of the Undying, it said the 3 treasons. Once for blood, once for gold, and once for love. Because I knew they were for something. So I guess if we're throwing out names, blood, love, and gold.
So gold would be the last one, I think.
Well, so what? Miriam Azdor betrayed her for her blood?
Blood.
And then Jorah did it for gold. Okay, so then she's...
No, Jorah did it for love.
Well, he might have kind of loved her, but he did not betray her for love. He betrayed her so he could go back to Westeros.
Okay.
Right, originally.
Yeah.
So
that was why he was betraying her, you're right.
That might even be blood if he's doing it to go back to his family, right?
I don't know.
Miriam Azdor didn't get anything out of it except for kind of pleasure. Because the other thing is, Dany might not be right. Like Jorah, neither of those two might count. This might be all bullshit. So I don't know. I just think it's interesting to talk through those things. Throw it out there. I don't have an answer either, but while we were talking about it.
All right. Well, can we come into the hall?
Yeah, we're in. Court starts. We're not killing anybody. You said that?
We're not killing anybody.
She said Scott Haas, not yet. We'll wait and see if the 1,000 gold works first.
Yeah. So Dany gets announced into the hall. The hall is split in half. The right side, I don't know what side. One side is the Marine people. The other side is the freedmen.
Yep.
They don't want to stand next to each other.
Dany is a little extra with her titles, I'm going to say. Like, chill out.
Yeah. Knock a couple off. You know what it reminds me of? You guys don't watch golf, but like when they announce someone to the tee box, a lot of times they'll like rattle off like
every trophy they ever got.
Yeah, or at least like their most recent ones, or like if they won this tournament before. But like, so the guy who just won the last one has won like 3 of the last 6, and he's the number 1 guy in the world. They're like, this could go on for a long time if they didn't stop.
Yeah.
But luckily they
it's like Tywin.
Yeah, they caught golf caught on. Dany did not yet. So the first person comes up, Lord Gale.
Yep. He actually came up in the last. So again, this is one of the things I wish we had a little bit more of a recap on. She kind of does allude to it here, which is what made me look it up. He already petitioned her in the last Dany chapter, last on A Storm of Swords, after she had taken the city. He basically was like, "Hey, you should marry Cleon, the king of Astapor.
Marry my master or whatever, right? Or my who?
Yeah." And Missandei, who was from Astapor, was like, has he divorced his other 3 wives?" Like, and the guy's like, "Oh fuck, no, but he will," like type thing or something like that.
Totally would for you.
Exactly. Yeah. It might not be exactly like that, but basically, Missandei's like, "You don't want to marry this guy." I don't think Dany was considering it anyway, but yeah. So here, but that's not what he's here for this time. And Dany even thinks to herself, he better not mention it, and he doesn't. So what's he here for this time?
So he has brought a pair of slippers to Dany.
Yeah, that's the first thing. This gift, which do look fancy, but they're tight.
It's not good.
I kind of forget the exact reason, but he's just here to win favor at this point, right? Like,
basically, he's saying, "Hey, we're gonna march against Yunkai," like, because Dany didn't stop all that shit.
Well, yeah, in her name, and like he's trying to win favor from her.
Well, he wants her to help. You should come with me to march on Astapor, because he says he's training new Unsullied, but it's been like 4 months, so there's no way that these guys are the equivalent to the Unsullied Dany has. So he's gonna march on basically Yunkai with a bunch of slaves, untrained warrior slaves, and he's like, "You should come help." And I think he's basically just wanting her to do most of the work. And she's like, "What? No." She just thinks, I think she does think like, I should have probably taken Yunkai. It was a bad idea leaving them because they're just right back to slaving again, and now they're also just trying to make allies against me. So leaving Yunkai untaken was a bad idea, but I don't want to. I got other shit to deal with. We're not doing that now. Right? It's kind of.
I'm pretty sure that he was just saying that he's about to do this stuff, and she's like, "No, he should be taking care of his own people."
Yeah.
And like I said, I think he was trying to win favor from her by kind of doing her bidding without her even asking.
Oh, maybe. Okay.
That's the way I was.
Maybe a little bit of that too.
That's why he's trying to marry her and stuff. Like he knows that she's got dragons, so he's trying to buy that.
Well, I think but I don't know. In my notes, it says he says that Cleon wants her to march with him against the wise masters of Yunkai. His new Unsullied are ready and will be marching soon. And that's when she's like, "Whoa, you're fucking starving. Like, I'm only a young girl and I know little of the ways of war. But we have heard that Astapor is starving. Let King Cleon feed his people before he leads them out to battle."
Yes, it does say Astapor and Marine to end this. It's not important. I am wrong, most likely.
It doesn't really matter, but yeah, it's the same vibe. We're trying to be friendly. She's like, "Dude, just take care of the fucking city that's falling apart over there. Like, please."
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is when Lorak shows up.
All right, so Hizdahr is next to walk in. He looks like straight master, right? He's got the spiked up hair,
jammed out.
Yep.
Fancy ass Tokar.
And his main reason to be here is to bring back the old fighting pits.
His hair, red and black wings.
Cruella de Vil style, or
I'm wondering if she's trying to win over Dany if she knows Drogon's the favorite dragon, and so he goes with the maybe dragon wings. She doesn't mention what kind of wings, but red and black wings makes me think Drogon.
Yeah, it's Drogon-ish, but like, does he change it?
Not Cruella de fucking Vil.
I just meant like, is it red and black intermingled, or is it like down the part, one side's red, one side's black, which would be Cruella de Vil, dickhead.
Okay, gotcha. I see. His ours are lower. Kyle, why is he here?
Jeff already said this, I thought.
I said it, but
he wants all the fighting pits opened up, because what happened was she shut him down. He bought all the property up, and now he wants them open back up because he owns them all.
Yeah, we learned that he's like probably one of the richest guys in the city. She's like very, very wealthy. He's been to a lot of places, got connections in a lot of places.
He's also brought this plea to her. This is the 6th time.
5 times, yeah.
Yes. Yep.
And she's like, dude, come on. Like, I think it's awesome too that she Shark Tank pitches the fighting pits better than this guy probably could.
Also horrible pitch by this guy initially when she's like, he's like, I've heard your arguments 5 times. Do you have new arguments? He's like, no, but I have better words to say them with.
Old arguments.
He's like, that's
words,
not going to fucking do
that's
it.
That's not going to cut it. And for that reason, I'm out.
Yeah, I would be like, what? What a horrible thing to lead off with. But yeah, so she rattles off the list of basically why he thinks they're a good idea. They've been part of the culture for forever. They're kind of religious. The blood sacrifices are sacrifices to our gods. It's not just butchery. It's a display of skill and strength that's pleasing to the gods. The winners are pampered and acclaimed. The losers are honored and remembered. Opening them would show the people that she respects their customs. They are far famed and draw trade. All men share the taste for blood, and the pits satisfy and lower the crime rates, basically. And for people that are accused of crimes, it gives them a chance to prove their innocence. So, what do we think, Kyle? Skahaz.
What do you mean? What do I think?
Shave Pate. Calling on you.
Kill them all. That's what he would say, right?
Kill them all. Yes.
Is that what you wanted? No, I mean, I'm firmly on we probably shouldn't open this back up. This guy is he's just saying all this stuff to, take advantage of her and try and win her over.
Hang on. They don't say it, but if there's no slaves, who's going to be fighting in the pits?
Well, he said criminals is what he was trying to say were in there.
Volunteer your efforts into the pits would be my answer.
Well, yeah, that's.
I'd say a little bit of both, probably. Yeah.
If you pay enough, people will do it.
Yeah, if you're volunteering. I mean, MMA.
But
there's not a fight to the death.
Yeah, I think
it's fucking close though.
I mean,
you should just let people fight to the death if they want. Nelson, are you pro fight to the death currently?
I don't know. they don't really talk about it, but
that would be weird. You got to think like gladiator times, right?
What do you mean it'd be weird? Like, how long ago was the Coliseum a thing? Like, not that long ago, like in the grand scheme of things, right? Like, people like us.
I mean, yeah,
very similar to us. We're like cheering this shit on,
sure,
like we cheer on football. Like, yeah, it's crazy to us today. I'm not saying we should bring it back, but
there's a reason why we've moved on to football.
But a lot of those people in the Coliseum were not volunteers. Is the other side of it. You're going back to the whole.
Yes, but if somebody showed up to Rome and was like, "We're done with slavery for real," and someone was like, "Yeah, but can we keep the pits open like only for volunteers?"
Like, some rich ass dude was like, "Oh, we should totally keep these pits open where the poor people go kill each other."
I mean, the thing would be like they would just go to criminals for sure. You would think, but like
again, I think that's closer to slavery.
Like, are you innocent then? Like
if I'm Dany, I'd say volunteers are okay, criminals aren't okay. Unless it's like a criminal volunteer, like a trial by combat, which is basically we have that in Westeros already.
Yeah,
it's trial by combat. What
I was gonna say, like, say like 2 people killed somebody, 2 people are up for murder, they fight it out. Does the winner just get to walk free? Like, what if he was a badass murderer? He could just kill everybody.
I think you'd have to it would have to be 2v2 versus 2 other people or something.
They don't just fight each other.
Two bad guys versus 2 good guys.
Like if you're saying that like me and you together killed somebody, then they just make us fight? Like, no, obviously, we're either together guilty or innocent, so we should have to fight together.
I'm trying to say why the fighting pits probably wouldn't work for criminals. What does a criminal that wins? Does he get to go free or like?
Yeah, man, that was how Tyrion got free.
Well, yeah, I know in a trial by 7, but.
What's different?
Here's what I say. Dany should leave it up to a vote, right?
I guess. You can do whatever you want, Dany.
Let every person in the city cast 1 vote. All the freedmen, all the masters. Do we want them open or not?
Yeah.
That's how I'd handle a lot of these decisions, and I'm sure that's not a great way to do government, but
there's got to be a reward big enough, right? So that a freedman would want to go fight, right? Does he get 1,000 gold, 100 gold, right? Like, what is the reward for fighting?
It would have to be a percentage of the profit
revenue
made of that
share.
thing.
You're saying revenue share?
You can't go with like flat rate because what if nobody shows up that day? Then
well, I mean,
again, I think it's interesting because I don't know. I feel like the fighting pits, they're meant to seem very dramatic, like in extra, but like some of these points, like the trade, they're having a problem with that right now, right? They don't have any food. The culture, she's having trouble winning everybody. That might be even a thing that the slaves, the freedmen would be. Yeah, so I'm saying leave it up to the vote. I think
being at too when they could go to the fights.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, it's a hard. I mean, obviously, we've said it's a hard deal that she's.
Again, I'm playing devil's advocate. If I was on the council, I'm voting no fighting pits, obviously. But I think it's not as black and white as it seems. Even this one, but we'll keep going. Some of them get better.
So she denied res, but she did say that like maybe it could help as a tax in the future, kind of thing.
The one thing, that Resnack points out is, hey, when they were open, the government took 10%. After expenses, and she's like, well, first off, if we did open them, we'd be taking 10% before expenses. I'm only a young girl and the little of such matters, but I dwelt with Zarozone Doxas enough to know that. Trivia. Kyle, who's that?
He's the dude from that city where
great,
hang on, where she saw the fire ladder, and like he was like the rich dude that was constantly pampering her the whole time.
The greatest city that ever was or will be.
Is that, I forget what that one is.
Karth.
Yep. That was the one on the far right of the map. On the map I showed earlier. Yep.
So she said no, and he left. And she thinks to himself, like, that his star, not too bad looking. Just kind of weird. But
stupid hair, but yeah.
Looks
besides
okay.
that, kind of cute.
And, Rez keeps telling me to marry a Marinese to, help this transition.
Yep.
And Green Grace suggested it as well.
He might do it. We'll think about it. Kyle, what do you think about that? Are we marrying a Marinese?
No, I don't see her doing that.
We're not staying here long enough for that. We got somewhere to be.
So I mean, my big prediction is, I don't think that's gonna happen. I think she's gonna get run out of here. Is what I think is gonna happen. Like I said, I don't think this is a winning fight. Essentially, I'll drop that now. I guess I think the end of it is like she's got the dragons, she's got the army, but I think it's just gonna be too much for her here. So
all right. So next up, right? That's the end of the Hisdar one.
Yeah, next one in is Glazdan, cousin of the Green Grace, who she likes and is helping her. So she's like, I can at least give the cousin some time.
Yep. But this guy's kind of a dick.
Yeah, he's like bitching about like, oh, those slaves, I gave them everything. I
lost money.
Yeah, I lost money. They have a competing clothing company right now. Is essentially that's what his complaint is.
So he had a slave that was like very famous in all the multiple cities around here for how good she was at her weaving. She was about to die, so he hired 6 young girls and basically made the older lady train the young girls. Then the old lady died. The young girls are now free, obviously, because Danny took over, and they started their own weaving shop and are making bank. And he's like, I want a cut. Like, they're only as good as they are because of me. This is one that even I have a hard time playing devil's advocate for. Like, this guy's just a douchebag. Like, what?
Yeah, what did he do?
What's your claim here? Like, that somehow they would be worse off if not for you having them as your slaves? Like, shut the fuck up. Again, I think, like, if you actually look at it practically, there probably is a chance that they probably could have got bought by somebody worse who used them as sex objects or something like that. But I'm not taking this guy's side at all. I think it's a ridiculous train of thought that this guy's on. Like, I saved you by making you my slave. Like, shut the fuck up, bro.
And he wants...
Get off your high horse. You could have made them your slave and then freed them like Danny did. Like, you're no hero here.
And he wants percentage in perpetuity.
Yeah, like, shut the fuck up. Dude. And Danny's... Well, I like how Danny's like, what was the name of the old lady? Yeah, and I don't know if Danny was actually curious or if this was supposed to be a test.
Oh, it was a test for sure.
Huge test. Yeah. And I think it's a great test. Like, he fell into her lap.
You cared so much about her. Yeah. What was her name? Yeah.
Yep. And he's like, Ella.
Well, he doesn't even say, he's like, wait, the slave's name? Like, that's the name you're worried about? Like
that, yeah, like you want her name?
Yep.
Yeah. And
can't remember it. He's like, it was 6 years ago. How am I supposed to know?
Not good to be on Danny's side that way.
And she's like, okay, here's my ruling. You get nothing, and you actually owe them a loom, the nicest one you can buy, because you're a dick and you don't remember the name of the old lady.
I thought that was awesome. I thought her whole response to him, like, what was her name? Yeah. And then, like, more punishment onto him. I'm sure he didn't leave happy, right? I don't know. He storms out of here.
Lil Heisenberg, say my name. Say her name. I don't know.
Yeah.
So then she's actually so fed up with the tow car. She's like, you know what? New rule.
Yeah.
What? We're switching back and forth. I'm done with these fucking masters.
No more tow cars up here.
Give me someone relatable over here. Yeah, exactly.
And so they alternate from there. A lot of problems have opened up since they've sacked the city.
Yeah.
The first one, a woman wanted her house back that had turned into a brothel. She ran away from her house when they got attacked. And
yep, so she was a rich woman who had slaves. Maybe not even had slaves. She was at least a rich woman in the city, right? She actually doesn't mention having slaves. But when the shit kicked off, her husband and sons died. So she was like, I can't stay in my house. People are gonna break in and kill me or rape me or whatever. So she left and went to stay with her brothers. And when she came back, whores had taken over her house and were running it as a brothel, and they had all her clothes and jewels and stuff like that. And she's like, I want my house and my jewels back. Like, fuck the clothes. They can keep those, but I want the house and jewels back. Danny gives her the jewels, not the house. I think this is a tough one. Like,
yeah.
Again, gray area, which I think it makes it interesting. Like,
I think Danny didn't want to have to deal with kicking these people out of this house.
Sure, but like, what was this lady supposed to do? Was she supposed to stay in there and try and defend it against all the shit that happened?
No, I'm saying Danny. I think she was fully on. I think she even sees that. Like, what was this lady supposed to do? But I'm not going to be the one to go tell this brothel they need to leave.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you got to make somebody pissed off. I don't know. To me, go send the Unsullied and kick them out. Like, it's not going to be.
It kind of sets a weird precedent where like.
I think it is going to be a problem. I think it's probably going to be some pushback and some fight.
You're going to piss the freedmen off, just like I was saying. Yeah. Don't piss off the masters. You're going to piss off the word's going to go around that the queen's shutting down brothels and giving the masters the houses back. Like yeah, I see that.
Weird. It's just weird precedent in general, right? Either way you said it. Like you can either steal if you steal a house. You basically what do they call it? It's like an actual problem in our world now.
Squatting.
Like. You can basically squat someone's house and it becomes your property.
I don't know how that works, but yes, it seems like that is a thing that you can just if someone goes on vacation for long enough and you just take over, like it's
like say you had a vacation home
and has to be abandoned.
You got some. I don't know if it has to be abandoned.
Like renters do it, right? They just stop paying their rent, and it's like really hard to get them out. I think because of squatters, right?
Or if you can just like start getting mail sent to.
Once you have a mail going there, it's game over. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know anything more than that, but I've definitely heard that much. I don't know if it's just an American thing either, so I don't know if our overseas listeners will understand this, but yeah,
whatever.
So next up, former slave. His wife had been a former slave bed warmer of this guy from the house of Zach. The man took her maidenhead, kind of abused her, got her pregnant. And he wants the man gelded, and he wants payment for the child that he's gonna have to raise. For the child that he's gonna have to raise. And Danny grants payment, but not the gelding. Again, it's tough because like
crazy claim. It's just
obviously we want this guy gelded because he's fucking raping a slave, but Danny can't play that game, or else what Danny says here is it'd be a city of eunuchs.
I'd have
like,
to,
well, all these slaves understood it. Yeah.
It was just. Like,
which is kind of what I'm saying, right? Like, there's no these sides are going to hate each other forever. There's no retribution big enough.
Yeah, it's one of the things where I want to think that a generation or two would help, but I know how our world works, and that's not how the world works.
It's just it's wild that these people are like bringing trying to retroactively bring up crimes, right? Like this was obviously done. Before the sack. This was done before the sack, and he's like, punish him now for it. Like,
well, it's interesting because Danny does say that there was she had to pretty much give a blanket pardon for everything that happened during the sack. So there was just a lot of bad shit that went down, and she can't punish the slaves for rising up on their masters when like that's how she won the city. Yeah, that's how she won. So she but this is interesting because it is before, and again, we all agree that guy was committing crimes, and like so why can't we hold
the statute of limitations be over?
Yeah,
like you can't hold him accountable for something he did in the past.
Yeah, technically that wasn't illegal then, is what Danny's rule, and that's what Danny says. Like technically, she was she was property at that point. Like it tastes bad to say, even like coming out of my mouth, but that's what the rule was at the time. Like, sorry.
Like if they make a law that we can't drive a Jeep, like do we get in trouble for driving the Jeeps yesterday?
Yeah. No, yeah, in America, that's not how the laws work, I don't think, right? Like, that happens all the time. New laws go in place, and you can't arrest somebody for them doing it yesterday, right? But
yeah, I don't know.
Again, gray areas. Next one, young boy with a tow car. So he was a young boy from a master's. And I think these are I think when you get to a kid, that's always really fucking interesting because you can never blame a kid, even if his parents were slave owners, even though he was going to grow up to probably be the same if he was raised in that family. But so what happened was there was 2 slaves. They killed his whole family, dad, mom, older brother, and they raped and killed the mom.
Yeah.
He got away. One of them is now living in the house, and the other one is in Dany's army. I guess there's like some sort of like freedman army, the mother's men.
Is he like a knight?
I think he's more just a soldier. He's like a guardsman in the mother's men, I think. I'm guessing it's like one of the things a freedman can do is join this
pick up a stick and
fighting force that Dany.
Is she the mother?
I'm guessing, yeah.
Misa.
Mother of dragons.
Mother of dragons, and I think she was just kind of saying the mother of the slaves that she was free. Yeah. He wanted them both hanged. She's like, and this is kind of where we learn about the blanket pardon. Like, I can't. Yeah. I said it was all forgiven. Again, even though that's horrible what they did, right?
Guy didn't like it.
Attacks, trips over his Tok'ar because Tok'ar suck.
I mean, that's the biggest reason. If you can't move, you can't rock it.
Just like a suit, right, Nelson?
Yeah. I mean, it is cool when you see like a guy in a suit. I know, me too. And there's like some guys playing basketball and they're like, yo, and like he'll run out, and it's cool when a guy in a suit can get the job done. The thing is, a Tok'ar, you're never getting the job done.
Yeah, that's my point I was making.
Yeah. So Belwas is on the kid, shakes him. Dany's like, we'll forget that. You forget what happened here. See ya.
Nope.
And she's like, there's one more son of the harpy. So again, I think people like this, right? And I don't think it's necessarily a small group, like I was saying before, like 20 people out of 10,000. But I don't think it's everybody, right? I think people who had horrible personal experiences during the riot probably are very anti-Dany. But I bet you most of the masters, like she even said, are no worse off. Not for good reasons, because they're still abusing the system. But if they're no worse off, they really shouldn't have that much of a reason to hate her. But I don't know.
I mean, say she did, kill the two slaves that did the raping and killing. Is he on her side? Like, is he a Dany loyalist after that? Like,
I don't know if he's a loyalist. I don't know that he's a harpy.
Yeah, but I think it hurts her cause with the freedmen more than
he does going the other way. Yeah.
Then it helps her cause with the masters. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Long day. Crown was heavy. Seat was hard.
Hurried up.
Yep. A guy gives her a fish, big fish. Then a guy gives her some armor, copper armor. She's like,
copper
if I ever actually, it'll look nice, but if I ever go to battle, I actually want some steel. Even a young girl who knew nothing of the ways of war knew that.
A sculptor offered to change all the harpies to an image of her up on top of the pyramids.
Yep.
Barely ate, drank a little bit of wine, ate a couple olives.
Kicks her slippers off. They were pinching her toes. She said, like, Barristan, I know what a king needs most. Courage? Cheeks of steel, because all we fucking do is sit here and listen to people complain all day.
Not good. Need a good
give me a cushion.
A good throne.
Yep. She's like, all right, what we got left?
So the shepherds wanted to be paid for all the sheep that the dragons were eating.
Yep. Residently, we have 23 people left, but it seems like they're all just here to get paid for their...
It's all the same problem.
Yeah, their food.
All the sheep.
Calf, goats, mostly sheep. Yep.
So they get paid, but now they need to start bringing in some proof, because we're not just shelling out gold for... We need some sheep bones.
Yeah, dude could fucking just take his sheep, eat it, burn the bones, and come to Dany and be like, hey, fucking Drogon.
Dragons
what do they have to do? They have to go to the one temple, right, and like swear to the god.
Yeah. Say a prayer,
yeah.
A vow.
All right. And then, so they all leave, and one man stays, still has his sack. And he comes up, eyes are red.
Super sad,
dude. And Dany knows before... the sack's laid out.
So one thing I thought was interesting, the guy stays behind. Missandei then calls everyone kneel. Like, everyone's already gone except for this one guy. She calls everyone kneel for Dany, goes through all the titles again. And then it says, as Dany stood, her Tok'ar began to slip. She caught it and tugged it back up into place. You with the sack, she called, did you wish to speak with us? You may approach. The whole, like, the Tok'ar slipped. I don't know. I'm thinking the Tok'ar is, like, symbolic of, like, her being, like, a strict queen, regal, and like a strict queen, and like doing what she needs to do, and like
that's kind of what I meant.
She's been struggling all day. She's tired. She just told Barristan, right? She took the slippers off. She's sitting on her foot. She's kind of being less regal now. The Tok'ar slipping. I don't know what that means.
The crown is slipping. Yeah, like the mask is slipping. This character she's playing.
Yeah, she's more becoming just like herself, like the Dany, the little girl Dany. That again, I don't really know how it means, but I think it's interesting that it's right before this last thing. I don't know how it relates to it, but I thought that was definitely like a symbolic something. So yeah, the guy comes up, moves in. She's thinking he's like hammered or sick or something like that. She's like, do you have something to lay before us? And he can barely get the words out. And she's like, do you have burnt bones? And he opens the sack. It was bones, all burned. Some of them cracked for their marrow. And Reznak's like, shut up. Like, didn't we tell you? We already paid for, you get your money at the thing. But yeah, let's just read this quote to the end.
You were the black one,
the man said in a Giscari growl.
The winged shadow. He come down from the sky and...
No, Danny shivered. No. Oh no.
Are you deaf, fool?
Reznak Reznak demanded of the man.
Did you not hear my pronouncement? See my factors on the morrow, and you shall be paid for your sheep.
Reznak, Sir Barristan said quietly. Hold your tongue and open your eyes. These are no sheep bones. No, Danny thought. Those are the bones of a child.
Damn, Drogon.
Oh, man.
Done fucked up, Drogon.
Yeah, I mean, she can't control these dragons anymore, really, right? Like, she can, but she can't. So,
she gotta spend some more time with them. I mean, that's the one thing she said earlier was that she
can't be doing this queen stuff and being with them. Like, she's gonna it's too much.
Just have them in the hall.
Yeah, chain them up.
Dude, they would hate that.
Just have them, like, on your lap. I guess they're horse size now. You
can't hate that more. They would just be lighting people on fire left and right.
Yeah. They already kind of are, apparently. So, yeah, I mean, this is big. It's a big deal. It was one thing when it was livestock, right? Now it's somebody's kid.
Especially, again, like something we've been talking about a lot through this chapter is it matters a lot how people see her right now. And if word starts going around that her dragons are just like
wildly rampaging,
eating sheep and people and kids, it's like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it could be different, right? Which is, if you really wanted to send them, like, it's going to send a message that the dragons are not fucking around, right? And they could kill you. But if she wanted to use dragons as a tool, we've obviously seen now, me and you have seen the dragons used in
House of the Dragons, yeah,
in more threatening manners,
actual war stuff, yeah.
Or it's like, hey, you can join our side, or I'm just going to burn you to a crisp.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
If you lined up the 6 families and Drogon was there, kneel or fucking burn.
Yeah,
exactly. Make your pick. But can you do?
I think that's kind of the part of the problem. I think George has said before that he wanted the dragons to kind of be a parallel to he doesn't love the idea of parallels, but to like nuclear weapons. And like we're in the current world, like everyone has nuclear weapons. So if one person does something, we're all fucked. But what happens if like only one person has nuclear weapons and they can kind of just do whatever the fuck they want and like they can just nuke the masters if they want? Like, do you just do that because you think that they're evil people and it'll make the city better? It's like,
well, that's what I was just saying. That's not really who she is and what she's here for either, right? Like she's not trying. She's pretty much made that clear. Like she's not here to just murder everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
So when these dragons are kind of just doing that on their own, yeah, she's got a problem on her hands. So this chapter ends interesting. I just don't. It's long and just tedious.
Yeah. Again, I think the very end of the last Storm of Swords, Danny chapter, I think if I remember correctly, is she basically decides to herself, okay, I went to Astapor.
I need to learn. Yeah.
And she heard from the guy at Astapor, it's shit now. Like everyone's fighting, roles just switch places. She went to Yunkai. She kind of saved the slaves there too, but they're back to slavery and everything's shit there. She's like, what? Am I just going to leave? Is my legacy that I came through here, shit on everybody, left all these freedmen to starve? Because what am I going to do? If I go back to take my 3 ships, like I don't have enough to take all these people with me. If I go back, like they're staying behind, or like so she's like, no, I got to fucking learn how to do this before I. This is kind of the practice run, if we're being real, which sucks for Marine, but because if it does go bad, we always can.
Gotta work out all the kinks.
That's definitely her words about it, right? Like, I mean, she thought of it that way for sure.
Yeah. So cool. And you kind of said it already, Kyle, but predictions for Danny is she.
Yeah,
I
think she's. This is unsustainable. It seems like so.
Okay. Cool. Well, we'll see.
All right. Bye, Kyle.
Was he calling the next one for John?
John
won. Right off the bat, we're getting all the big hitters back. Tyrion, Danny, John.
I mean, isn't that how this would work?
Yeah, we need. All right. Well, we'll see Kyle on that one. Bye, Kyle.
Later, nerds.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
Bye, Kyle.
Bye, Kyle. Thanks for hanging out with us.
See you on the next one for John 1.
Bye-bye.
Cool thing about John 1, it's actually before Sam 1, A Feast of Crows. Sam doesn't leave. So remember how in the Sam chapter, he meets with John? That is until John 2.
So this leads up to...
Yeah, Sam's still out here running about doing stuff. Not leaving in the John chapter. John 2 is Sam leaving.
John's in the castle, though. He's not like...
Yeah, John's talking. John's like mixing it up with Stannis and Mel and stuff.
What was the last thing that we know of John? Stannis said
he became Lord Commander.
Lord... But Stannis was like, be Lord Stark.
Yeah. And then he decides no right after re-encountering Ghost. He like goes for a walk north of the wall, finds Ghost, and then comes back and he's like, no. He's like, I'm going to stay, and Janos is going to become Lord Commander and kill me instead. And then somehow he magically wins because Sam rigged the election because Sam is a cheater. Exactly. That's where John left off.
You think Sam cheated?
He lied. He told Cotter Pike that if they didn't vote John, that Dennis Mallister was
That's just politics.
He lied. He told the Dennis Mallister and Cotter Pike, who are the commanders of Eastwatch. Cotter Pike is Eastwatch, and Dennis Mallister is the Shadow Tower. And he told, I think that's right. And he told basically they hate each other. He told each of them that if they didn't could decide on somebody tonight, because it had been going on for a while, that Stannis was going to name the other one.
I mean, it was half truth.
Not really. Stannis doesn't have that authority, and nobody would have backed that up. Stannis had more men, so it could always come to just a fight, so it's hard to tell. But yeah, that's where that was left off.
I don't have much for this one. There's a blue dawn.
You do like the idea that Dany forgets, or that guy forgets the name of the loom.
Yeah, no, it was awesome.
So the name of this child that the dragons kill. Do you know the name?
Fuck no.
Wow, you forgot. That's fucked up. Got him.
Nelson.
Got him. So it's I bring that up because the name is Hosea.
When was I told?
You read this book already.
That doesn't matter.
Got him. So yeah, and you
didn't learn 9 years ago.
Yeah, I didn't really get you. I was kind of setting you up because the point I'm getting to is we learn in the next chapter, I think, that this girl's name was Hosea. And Dany basically tells herself when she learns that, I'm not going to forget this girl's name. Like, I'm going to remember that. There's another girl, Aroa, who basically Dany told would save. And then when shit went south with all the Dothraki, I think she ended up getting raped a bunch of times and then murdered. And she's like, I will avenge her. And Dany remembers that name. And kind of like that, she's like, I'm going to remember Hosea too. In the last Dany chapter of this book, she's gone. She was with Drogon. She's trying to come back to Meereen. She's shitting her pants all over the place. It's really actually quite graphic. She forgets the girl's name.
She's actually shitting herself?
Yeah, it's bad. I'm just saying that because I saw a clip recently that was like, for all those people saying that the shitting scene was out of character for Game of Thrones, they're like, let me read you this passage from the last Dany chapter. And it's like, the shit ran down her leg. It was completely liquid and brown and gooey. And George goes on. That's not an exact quote what I just said. That's a paraphrase.
George likes to fixate on some.
It's like a paragraph of Dany pooping herself. But around that section, Dany forgets. She's like the girl that Drogon killed, and she forgets the name. And I think it becomes a big, like, Dany cries about it. She cries about the fact that she can't remember this girl's name. I think it's like kind of an important turning point too. I think Kyle's kind of dead on. Kind of what I think the way this goes is Dany can't solve this problem, and in the end, she's like, fuck it. Again, we haven't got there yet, so you can't confirm that. But there is a really long blog post. If you look it up, it's called The Meereenese Blot. Basically, it says what I just said. Dany tries to solve the Meereen problem and cannot do it. And in the end, she's just going to be like, fuck it. Fire and blood time. And apparently, this is an old blog post. Back in the day, George actually commented on this blog post and said, like, finally, somebody gets it. Because I guess when Dance first came out, most of the comments about Dany's plotline was like, kind of what Kyle said, like, this is so boring. Like, why are we just dealing with nonsense in Meereen? Like, let's get to Westeros. And then this guy writes this long-ass blog post about how it's all Dany trying to solve impossible problems to the point of it, like, breaking her and being like, you know what, fuck it. We are just going to go scorched earth. And George had commented way back in the day saying, like, finally somebody gets it. So I think that's a pretty case closed and shut that Dany is
just gonna bail on Meereen and leave it burning,
or kind of do something more along the lines of what Kyle said and just come back and be like, Masters, done.
Yeah,
or just take more drastic steps.
Yeah, I think it's. I don't know. I mean, I do think the show kind of wrapped up Meereen in a decent way where like
Dario, you're in charge, see ya.
No, not that.
That's how they wrapped it up.
Shut the fuck up. Would you let me talk? When she like had this moment with Drogon where they like actually started bonding and right, like Drogon saved her from the Dothraki Sea incident. Right, she flies back. The couple of the masters had kind of taken over, and then that's when like they met for her
the surrender, like, and they're like
surrender, and then she's like, no, it's your surrender, and then like Drogon shows up and it's a dragon, so they break out, right, and like after that, she basically is like, all right, fuck off, like I'm gonna be in charge. I'm leaving this person in charge, but she basically fucks off.
But I feel like that's more along the lines of we don't really hear like what the deal is. Like Tyrion was trying to set up this deal of, okay, slavery is allowed for 7 more years and we're going to slowly phase it out over that time. You're right. Dany shows up. She shows up, burns everything and is like, see ya. So again, it's not clear. Is slavery still a thing? Is it not a thing? If we're just leaving Dario in charge, is it up to him? How is he doing things? Like, I guess to me is like that is kind of in line with George was doing with the books. They just didn't make it clear that she's coming back and just being like, fuck it, we're burning.
Well, that's because those details that just like we're seeing in like any TV show, right? Like we're watching A Night of 7 Kingdoms right now.
Yeah.
And there's obviously not the same amount of detail just because you can't pack it all into every episode, right? Like no one gives a fuck about Marine in the show. Nobody cared what they did with Marine after we left, right?
That's the point. Is people were excited for Dany to get to Westeros. This is what they've been waiting for. So it's like, okay, I don't care if it wasn't tied up perfectly how we left. We're on to what I cared about the whole time. Yeah. Exactly. All right.
Which is my problem too, with just like, again, I thought this was a good chapter. I think the problems here are obviously real problems, and they're interesting problems to see how she deals with them and the consequences of how she chooses to act.
Yeah.
But it's just a spin-off story. It's a whole nother deal.
Yeah, completely unrelated for the most part. That becomes less so as this book goes on because Tyrion does get closer. Victarion, we get chapters from him. He's on his way. So there are people coming here. But yeah, let's get into the actual spoiler points. So, first one. As a cool blue dawn broke over the city, Dany walked out onto the terrace. Dawn, I don't know.
Dawn, yeah. I was trying to think of like, what's blue? Like, why does blue matter?
Ice, like the ice.
Viserion's the one that's here too. Like, does Viserion, does he become
cool blue dawn? Like, cool blue is
icy.
Ice. Others, yeah, I don't know.
Is Viserion the one that becomes an ice dragon?
Oh, Viserion. Show, right? I see, because Viserion's out on the terrace with her.
He's with her.
Yeah,
right?
That's true. So. Again, I don't think it's going to happen. I think if anybody's going to steal a dragon, it'll be Euron, but we'll see. We're far away from that. Next point I had 5 Aegons had ruled the 7 kingdoms of Westeros.
Yeah.
There would have been a 6th, but for the usurper's dogs, he would have been closer to my age than Viserys. In the last chapter, Tyrion, it ends with Illyrio saying we're going after a 3-headed dragon.
Mm.
Most of the fans think that now means Fagon, Blackfire, Illyrio's son or relative or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And now here in the next chapter, Dany's thinking of
other Aegons.
The Aegon that was killed that she was supposed to marry, and that's who Fagon is posing as. So Dany already knows that she knows about this guy existed, and that she was supposed to marry him. So I guess my point is, this guy's original plan was come to Dany, meet Dany and Volantis, and be like, hey, let's partner up. Seems like Dany's kind of already on board with that. If it seems like she might be on board with that if he showed up today, and if Fagon showed up in Marine today, was like, let's get married, and like could prove it.
I think it's different. Her being betrothed to him when she was a child is a little bit different to her being the queen right now.
Well, they weren't betrothed, but she was just thinking, I probably would have ended up with him just because we're the closest Targaryens in age.
They probably would have been betrothed.
Yeah, agreed. I just think it's cool that they introduced. She thinks about that right after.
Was Rhaegar not betrothed to a Targaryen because there's no other females like around?
Yes.
Yeah. No cousins or anything.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I mean, the Aegon thing's crazy. I mean, you got to kind of throw Jon into the mix then too. Like, are you just
especially if his name is Aegon,
right? Or I was gonna say, are you just giving up the Jon thing? But
well, if Jon is a Targaryen, I want him to be a Jaehaerys. Jaehaerys the third. Just I don't know. The J's work for me, and I like the name Jaehaerys. It's a cool name. Did you have any points for this chapter, or should I keep going?
I had the Blue Dawn. She does end up marrying Hizdahr, right? Or
yep.
Hizdar and Rez are kind of like the same person in the show, right?
There's no Rez. Shave Pate is kind of different. She has a bald advisor, but it seems like he's a former freedman in the show, not but Rez former.
Or Hizdar in the show is the one that gets killed at the fighting pits, right? Which
Hizdar does get killed at the fighting pits, but it does not in the books.
Right.
Yeah. Barristan comes to believe that he is the Harpy.
Yeah.
Dany is on the fence about it because basically she agrees to marry him if he can stop the killings for 90 days. And as soon as they make the deal, the killings stop. I think it's 90 days. Stop for 90 days. And it's like, okay, well.
Yeah. That's a coincidence.
Yeah, it's like
you just met with every Harpy and told them to wait
again. I think when you're reading through it and actually looking at it like critically, like what do you do if you actually try and put yourself in Dany's shoes? They're all hard. Yeah, they're hard decisions. I don't think it's as black and white as Kyle makes it.
And again, it gets to the point of like, do you really need to spend your time here, Dany? To like this whole mission is a.
I mean, I don't think it's gonna be better off if she just leaves. It's just gonna go.
It wouldn't be. It definitely wouldn't be better off for Marine, right? They would just go back to. It would just go back.
Yeah, like Yunkai did.
It would just go back.
It's basically just Dany going around giving herself a pat on the back, being like, "Oh, look how great how much of a savior I am," and then she just gets a bunch of starving people to let them starve and leave
the problem was she freed them without the plan, and like she's trying to go backwards and fix the plan. Like the plan.
It's almost like it's not Jane Westerling. What's Rob's wife in the show?
Oh, I don't.
There's a scene in the show where she asks Rob, what do you plan to do after you take the throne? After you kill Joffrey? He's like, I don't know, go back north. And she's like, what, you want to just conquer and you don't even have a plan for what comes next? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That's basically Dany. She just going city to city, conquering, and just like, I'm just going to move on then. It's not my problem. I just don't like, I don't like what's happening here, so I'm just going to kill the person in charge and go to the next one. That was Rob's plan in the show, right? And probably in the books too. They just never said it, but yeah, it's like you need a plan for what's step 2. Yeah. So my next point is, I think in the next Dany chapter she gets a visit from Quaithy, as you like to say.
Yeah.
And I think Quaithy gives her this. I was afraid you were going to say it in this chapter. Actually, this
I'm spoiler
prophecy about a bunch of things. Actually, the Mummer's dragon, the Sun's son, and I think one of the things is the perfumed seneschal.
That's Varys.
Could be Varys, but Dany refers to Reznak, I think 3 or 4 times in this chapter as seneschal.
As smell, yeah.
So here
he had a smell to him, right?
So I have one of them. Viserion had set Reznak's toker ablaze the last time the seneschal had called. And then a little bit later, a small damp man, he smelled as if he had bathed in perfume and spoke a bastard form of High Valyrian.
Yeah, it's Rez then. I think it's more Rez. I don't really remember the Quaithy visits, because the first time I read it, like I was like, what the fuck am I reading with this? Like,
I saw this theory the other day, and I feel like you're gonna hate it, but I kind of liked it. Is what if Quaithy is future Dany with a glass candle?
Oh my gosh. That's the stupidest thing. She's met this person.
You don't hate the idea of future Bran coming back, though, right? Because we already know this happens with Hodor. That's a fact.
Yeah. It's different, though.
I think what I proposed to you before is that the Three-Eyed Crow is, in fact, Bran coming back to visit himself, not Bloodraven. Like, some of the visits are Bloodraven, but not the Three-Eyed Crow ones, like the other dreams, like the ones with the weirwood tree or something. Because when Bran gets to Bloodraven's cave, he says, "Are you the Three-Eyed Crow?" His response is weird. It's like, crow?
Yeah.
Some called me a crow once, but that's like because he wore black. He was a Night's Watch brother.
He was.
Like, he doesn't own it. Like, yeah, that's me. I'm the guy that's been calling you. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. Yeah. And the Hodor thing.
I don't.
We don't have to talk about it now. I saw it. I thought it was kind of interesting because, again,
but she saw this person in person.
Oh, yeah, we didn't even see Quaithe in this chapter. Quaithe. So we'll see in the next one, and you can give me your opinion on it then. But I think the part of the theory is a lot of what Quaithe is saying is, be a dragon. Remember who you are. Fire and blood. Yeah. Like, kind of stop this stupid bullshit politics shit. Like, burn it. Burn them. And let's fucking go. Yeah. So.
Burn it and roll.
And maybe that's because Dany in the future burns it all and gets a glass candle and is like, I was pussyfooting about. I got to go send myself a message.
Yeah, I know. That's weird.
I think it is weird, especially, again, if you look at it in the whole, now that I'm thinking about it, like, one of the first things Quaithe tells Dany is, like, you must go east to go west. You must go north to go south. To journey to the light, you must pass beneath the shadow. Like, that's not Dany telling herself, like, oh, do this. Like, that's too vague. I don't know. So
I'm fine with people tapping in the dreams and shit with the glass candle, but like whole time travel, I'm not I'm not fucking with it.
You can't say that because we know it's a thing. Like the Hodor and Bran.
I mean, do we know it's a thing?
Yeah, I mean, I think first off, I think the showrunner said that is a thing they got from George. I think it makes sense. It seems very Georgie. And the thing I think is once you know that, it's hard to think like that's going to be the only instance. Like that's like the tease for a bigger one.
But hold on. That was current time Bran going back in time, not future Dany coming to the present. It's a little bit different of a timeline.
It's the same concept though.
Yeah, but it's different.
And again, like what I was saying is people think that Bran might be the three-eyed crow visiting future Bran might be the three-eyed crow visiting Bran now, which is the same thing. Again, I'm not saying that's true. We have no confirmation of that, and we don't got to talk about it. Next one.
Yeah, I don't know.
Men make fires, men cook mutton, burnt bones mean nothing. I'm going to bring this quote up a lot in this book. At least a few times.
I don't know why.
One time is because
the Dornish kid gets burned to a crisp. Quentin.
You're right, Quentin. He doesn't get burned to a crisp. He gets burned on the outer layer. But I think that is a time I'll definitely use it. The other one is Mance Rayder.
Yeah.
Is not burned to a crisp. Rattleshirt is, but everyone thinks it's Mance Rayder. And you have a pile of burnt bones. So at the end of the day,
who was it?
Burnt They're Bone. Not checking. And I think it's funny too because Burnt Bones and who was the one that got burned instead of Mance?
Is the guy that wore bones.
Rattleshirt, yeah. Burnt Bones. So
yeah, that's cool. I do like that whole switcheroo.
Yeah,
that's great. I don't know. Will Kyle have any chance to figure that out?
I don't think it actually takes too long to learn. I think it's only like 1 or 2 John chapters till it's revealed. But I think there's a hint or two. But I think again, it's one of the things where it's been 2 years for us a year since we read a John chapter, year and a half. So it's just gonna be hard to remember what Mance and Rattleshirt were even like. So he's not gonna remember the differences.
Yeah.
Anyway, my last point was that Dany ends up forgetting Hosea's name, just like the guy forgets the loom. I think that's the point of the looms. That's why George put again, like I said, George doesn't put stories in for nothing. Like. And I think you can go to there's stuff in this chapter that I think is symbolic. Like I said, like when she kicks off the tight flip flop and they look pretty and she sits on her foot. Like again, I don't know what they mean. I'm not good at interpreting that stuff, but I can tell like the flip flop was a symbol of something. Like she got it from the guy from Astapor. She wore it. She thanked him for it. She was like, you think you're gonna win me over with slippers? But then she like finds herself looking at it at one point. Like, oh, it is pretty. But she's like, it pinches her toes and she kicks it off.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of something like clever to say right now about what it could mean, but
again, I don't know either. So I'll point it out and let the comments go with it. So.
I'm sure you could interpret it in a whole lot of different ways. I'm sure people have interpreted it a million different ways.
Yeah. So that's not our forte.
You can make yourself go crazy, but
yeah. Well, I'll point it out and let the people think about it. So
wrap her up. That's
all I got for this one. We'll see the rest of you guys in the next one for John 1. See you then.
Bye.
Bye-bye.